All righty. Happy Friday, friends. Oh boy. Man, what a January it's been so far across Northeast Ohio. And we're about to get another storm here. I want to quickly hop on Facebook. It's Friday afternoon. I know some kids at home today because of the extreme cold, and we're going to get more of that cold tonight, tomorrow, and we're tracking more snow. So what you see behind me, you know what that is? It's our snow forecast. And what are we expecting? Wanted to make this extra clear. So I literally just got off the phone with Trent and Phil. We're all in unison as a team. So this is what we're expecting. Wanted to start off with this. And some people wondering how much snow are we going to get? How much snow are we going to get for this place and that place? So I'm not going to go super specific yet. But the farther north and west you are, the less you'll see because there will be a lot of Arctic dry air pushing down on the storm. We've been talking about this for a week plus now. If you've been tuning in on my Facebook Lives on News 5 during Good Morning Cleveland last weekend, I was talking about the battle between the Arctic cold and the moisture down to the south. And the cold is going to win out to some extent. That's why Sandusky points west. It's going to be around 6 inches, maybe a touch less out toward Toledo. Now, most of us in our News 5 viewing area, we're talking 6 to 10 inches. Why 6 inches? And why we'd focus on the 6? If the Arctic cold really pushes down on that storm and the storm kind of loses a little bit of its energy, we'll be closer to 6 inches. But if the storm does slow down a little bit and stall closer to us, we could get double digits. Now, that's why I'm putting 6 to 10. Expect 6 inches, but know that there's the potential for up to 10. That potential grows south of Route 30. South of 30, Canton Point South, Dover and New Philly, I put a plus there. It's not widespread. No one's going to get a foot in like a huge range. A couple of isolated spots could approach a foot, maybe a little bit more. So it's a little bit of the nuance that we're still fine tuning. We still got a day and change to go before the storm makes its approach toward our area. So any questions, let me know in the comments. And remember, News 5 at 4 literally starts in 10 minutes. So I'm going to be on here for a few minutes just to answer your questions real quick about the storm and also about the cold. And we have, let's see here, Linda commenting, it is a freezing Friday. Oh, it is for sure. Let me actually show you just how cold it is. Right now, this is Akron. Akron, we have some sunshine breaking out, but look at the temperature. I'm going to pop it up here. Let's see if it were to load. There we go. It's 8 degrees in Akron, but a northwest wind at 16 miles an hour with higher gusts. Downtown Cleveland also seeing some sunshine, but look at the actual temperature. 5, right on the money. Trent's forecast this morning had a forecast high of 5. I had it last 4 o'clock show yesterday, and the day before that, Trent had it as well. So we've been talking about it being about 5 degrees for the afternoon, but that doesn't factor in the wind. Again, we have that cold weather advisory now in effect. This is what it feels like right now. And there's that dangerous cold rolling on in on the lake, off the lake and pushing to the south. So Cleveland feels like temperature 13 below zero. Menor, 14 below zero. Sandusky, 15 below zero. And that's the criteria for the cold weather advisory. And that continues to push to the south. Akron feels like temperature 11 below zero right now. And it's only going to get worse before it gets better because look at all of the cold that still awaits us off to the north and west. Look at all of this. It feels like 32 below zero in Duluth, 31 below, 19 below, 25 below. Chicago feels like 17 below, and that's exactly what's moving in our direction for the rest of today and tonight. So it's going to be pretty gnarly cold out there. Again, this is the evening commute. Dangerous cold no matter where you are across Northeast Ohio. Linda saying, thanks for keeping us informed. Hey, that's what I'm here for, and that's what the Power 5 team is. Again, we've been live on Facebook pretty much every day, talking with you here at home and letting you know what we're seeing and what you need to do, what you need to be prepared for, and to keep you safe and informed throughout every step of the storm. Now, we got a question from X about the wind. Wind's not going to be that big of an issue with this storm. The wind will catch up towards the end and will start to pick up Sunday night and Monday. So I do expect blowing and drifting concerns Monday after the storm leaves. Some of the snow on the ground, it's going to be blowing and drifting with 30, 40 mile an hour gusts. But majority of the storm, I'm not worried about the wind. So no blizzard, no B word with this storm, which is good. Tina asking about timing. Let's hop straight into the timing. Glad you asked. This is what it's going to look like. Bear with me while I pull it up. I have so many graphics here. All right, here we go. Timing. I posted this on my Facebook a couple of hours ago, but for those who aren't following me yet, you missed out on this because I've been talking about this and gave a little bit more detail to it. So tomorrow evening from 6 to midnight, there will be a stripe of light snow, not a lot. You can get from point A to point B, even if you're south of I-76, but just know there'll be a coating to an inch by about midnight tomorrow night. Everyone else across Northeast Ohio, you're going to have to wait till late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. By 6 a.m., that's when the steady snow will develop. And then pretty much 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. during the daytime will be the brunt of the storm, where there will be moderate to at times heavy. Again, focus on the moderate. We're going to get to 6 inches, but we're going to slowly stack it up. It's not going to come all at once. This is not lake effect. No lake effect involved with this. But that's when you can get a couple of heavier bands. Then, after 6 p.m., things start to shut off as the storm pulls to the east, and there could still be some snow bands all the way to 6 a.m. Monday. So the Monday morning commute going to be a little bit tricky. So good question there, Tina. Thank you for asking about that. Robert asking about lake effect after it passes. By the way, lovely picture of that aurora for your profile picture. Love that, Robert. Robert, I think Monday midday afternoon on the east side, there can be a little lake effect. I don't expect it to be a lot, but I'm letting you know that there could be a little bit on the east side. Let's see here. Emmeline saying more snow tonight around Vermilion. Maybe a little bit of lake effect in the next couple of hours, but not a huge deal. Cool. Hey, that's what I'm here for. Hopefully that helped with your question. Let's see here. Matt asking, any chance of the storm going more east? Yes, that has been the trend, and that's why our map hasn't changed too much, but is not as high as what you might be seeing elsewhere. Like some of the social meteorologists out there proclaiming a foot of snow. No, that's not happening. Cool, thank you, Bordy. I have a director in my ear, so we're going to be up News 5 at 4 in literally 4 minutes. So I'm going to wrap this up in 2 minutes here, but want to show you the snow map one more time. And if you haven't gotten a good look yet, I'll have more on Facebook, and make sure you're tuning in 4, 5, and 6. Again, very clear to see. Less to the north and west, more to the east, because even if the storm moves east, you'll still be physically closer to the storm. I'm going to answer a couple more questions before I head out. Exactly, Andy, that's 100%. Don't be scared, be prepared. That's exactly what our goal is here. Let's see. Got a comment here from Jennifer. Hope there's no power outages. And Linda, same idea. Should we expect power outages? No, this is a very light, fluffy snow, and the wind is not high, so I'm not expecting power outages here. If you go down to West Virginia and Tennessee, where they can get a half an inch of ice, they will see power outages, not for us. Any chance Akron and Stowe area could see a foot? There is a chance. I put the chance quite low right now. You could still get 10 inches, and you will barely tell the difference between 10 inches and a foot because there will be some blowing and drifting towards the end of the storm. So it's going to be hard to measure some of that snow. And let's see, Leia Rugg, Nancy answering. I saw a couple of comments about dogs and heading out. Again, it's very cold, so I wouldn't be going out with some of the that. Alrighty, couple more questions before I head out. Let me know. Again, this is what we're looking at with snowfall. And if you think this is an easy forecast, I can tell you it is not an easy forecast because look, I'm going to drop the comment here real quick. Okay, let me hide this. Again, this is a big storm. We miss out on the big, you see the pink? That might clip areas south of Route 30, and that's about 10 inches or so, so 8 to 12, like I just showed you. Look how it quickly ramps down. You go from 10 to 5 to 3 to 1 in a very short time. It's a pretty sharp cutoff. So all it takes is a little shift. The biggest snow is going to be out toward central PA, upstate New York. Keep that in mind. Alrighty. I'm going to wrap this up here just because we got News 5 at 4 coming up. And then Phil Sakel will be here tonight at 5, 6, 7, and 11. So plenty of chances to watch, and make sure you're following on Facebook for more of those updates. Alrighty. Everyone stay warm, stay safe. I'll have more on TV and on Facebook. Everyone have a great weekend and stay warm.